Hey there, Slayers. Are you feeling like you are struggling with a narcissist who is just getting you down, pushing you down at every turn? If they're lying to you, they're lying to everybody else, smearing your name. I've been exactly where you are. You're looking for a way to put that narcissist in their place so that you can finally get on the offensive instead of constantly being on the defensive. I got 8 ways to put a narcissist in their place. Pull up a chair, get your pen and pad ready, because I'm going to help you do that. By the end of this video, you're going to have 8 ways to put a narcissist in their place. Let's go. We're diving deep. Number 1 is set boundaries. You want to make sure you set boundaries. I always say step 1, don't run. Step 2, make a U-turn. Step 3, break free. It's part of my overall slay strategy. I've been helping people break free from narcissists for more than 20 years as a lawyer, as a globally recognized narcissist negotiation expert, as somebody who has a high conflict negotiation strategy program, a training program. I certify people in this. So I'm telling you right now that the very first thing that you need to do is set clear boundaries and hold people to them. And I know it's so hard. So if the very first baby step that you take is put that invisible boundary down around you, as if it's like Teflon, the thing that narcissists look for are those little holes, those little places that they can get in, places that they think that there's an opening. And if the very first thing that you do is start looking at them as if they are a toddler having a tantrum on the floor, then you can start to observe their behavior to them. What do? You say, I can see that you are upset. I can see that you are angry. I can see that we might need to continue this conversation at a time that you have calmed down. Speak calmly, speak clearly. Never raise your voice. In fact, the lower you go, the quieter you go, the more control that you have. The minute you lose control, the minute your voice goes up, the minute your tone goes up, they know that they have you. Keep your breath low. Even take a breath if you need to, because the more that you do that, the more difficult they become, because then they start losing it. They start getting more emotional. They start losing control. And then they start yelling. And if you start yelling back, then they know that they have you, that now you're sucked in, pulled in, drawn in, you're in that mud. And now they feel like they've got a conversation going. Now they feel that they've got like a partner in this. It's like somebody is pushing back. So if you set that boundary, if you've got that invisible shield down around you, then there's nothing that they can pull, that there's nothing that they can push. It's like Teflon. It's like water off that duck's back. All right. So you can say, I'm not going to tolerate being spoken to disrespectfully, and if they yell at you, if they say things like you're this, you're that, whatever, you can just say, okay, thank you for the feedback. I'll take that under consideration, whatever. But you can say, I need to have my personal space respected. I'm not going to have this conversation right now. I'm not available for arguments. I'm not available for debates. Establishing that is critical. And it doesn't matter if this person is your boss. It doesn't matter if this person is your mother, father, whoever it is. You're always entitled to respect. It's really powerful. It's really important. It's really critical. What's okay and what's not? What are you going to tolerate? You tell people how you are going to be treated. You tell people. So that's number 1. Number 2 is limiting that emotional engagement. I always say boundaries and then brief, like my B's, right? Limiting emotional engagement. It's that gray rock. People talk about gray rock. It's like you being a gray rock. It's so boring to even look at, but it's also, not having that much interaction with them Try to keep it as brief as possible and just being neutral. So one of the things that I constantly tell people is making a plan, Stan. So when you're going to go have a conversation with them, just have a scope, an agenda, and a time limit when you're going to go talk to them. So you're going to go only going to go talk to them about one issue, for a brief period of time. And if they go beyond that, then make sure they know about it ahead of time. But if you're going to go beyond that, you just say, I'm sorry, but this is the only thing we're going to be talking about today. And you know that. And I'm not going to talk about anything else. And if they go beyond the time limit, you can just say, oh, I'm sorry that, gotta go, gotta go, gotta go. Have something else today. I love talking to you. It's my favorite thing. It's my favorite thing ever. But unfortunately, gotta run. But we can set another time. And then you go on. You are protecting your peace. You are keeping your Teflon up. You're like Superman with the bullets off your chest. You are like Wonder Woman with the bullets off of your wrist. You are observing, you're not absorbing. Observe, don't absorb. All right. Protecting your well being, preventing any kind of toxicity. No icky people under the tent. Next one is assertive communication. So important to have assertive communication when it comes to narcissists. There's a difference between assertiveness and aggressiveness. Obviously, you're not going to be aggressive, but you can use I statements. I need this. It is important that I have this. You can't say you with narcissists. You can't say you're this or you're that, whatever. You can say, this is what I expect. These are my expectations. This is what I need. And be very clear. Be very clear about your boundaries and what you want for yourself. And be calm, be composed. If they get upset, if they get angry, if they're having a breakdown, if they're having a meltdown, they're having a tantrum, they're in a rage. Okay, there you go. You do that. You do you. But you're over here watching them. You stay cool, calm, collected. You are the adult in the relationship. Number 4 is what I call avoiding Jade. I always wear Jade because I'm half Chinese, love Jade, but I always say you don't want to have Jade. What does that mean? Is you're never going to justify, argue, defend, or explain. Why? Because have you ever seen a narcissist after you've said, this is my position? This is what I think that you should be seeing about my side. I've done this for you and I've done that for you, or this is what I think you should acknowledge. Da, da, da. Have you ever seen a narcissist say, you know what? I've thought about that. And you are so right. I get your side now. I get it. They've never done that ever. Not once in the history of all narcissists of all time. They've never come over to the other person's position. Not unless they're manipulating you, because, everything is a manipulation when it comes to narcissists. So you need to just never justify, argue, defend, or explain, never Jade. And you just go back to your gray rock. You just go back to, oh, okay. You can even say things like, I agree with you. I agree with you that we're never going to agree. I agree with you that that's your opinion. When you say things like that, you're not actually agreeing to anything, but they hear, I agree with you. Number 5, is utilize consequences. There has to be consequences for each and every action. It's like the law of physics. It has to happen when it comes to narcissists. For each and every action, there has to be an equal and opposite reaction. What do I mean by that? It means every time that they do something, you gotta respond. That means that if they didn't provide discovery in a case, you've got to file a motion. You've got to do something. If they didn't do what they were supposed to do with a court order, you got to file a motion to compel. You got to file a motion for contempt. There's got to be something. There has to be something. Or if they didn't do something at work, there has to be consequences. Or if they didn't do something at home, if they didn't fulfill on a promise, there has to be consequences. You have to not say, okay, they didn't fulfill on a promise and then let them go, because that's how they continue to get away with what they get away with, because people don't have good boundaries, because people have leaky boundaries when it comes to them. And if you guys are seeing what I'm seeing so far, I want you to put agree in the chat. And I want to know what you're thinking so far. I want to know how you're feeling about any of this so far. Which one of these are you going to use so far? Which one of these is resonating with you so far? You know, believe me, I'm telling you this from a person who has been there. I've dealt with narcissists in my life, and I know I'm telling you this from very personal experience. All right. As a lawyer and in my personal life. Why do I also know this? Because the next thing I got to tell you is you've got to practice some self care. You've got to practice some self care. And if you don't practice self care, it's going to literally kill you anyway. But it is also a way to put a narcissist in their place, because narcissists don't want you to be practicing self care. The only care that they want you to be practicing is on them. They want all the attention to be going toward them. They don't want you to be putting your care toward anybody else but them. And they believe that care is something to be doled out, and that all of it should be heading their direction and in nobody else's direction. And that's why they go crazy on holidays or birthdays or anything else, because they want all the attention to be focused on them and nobody else. But you need to be setting aside time for relaxation, for holidays, for therapy if need be, for counseling if need be, for coaching if need be, for support for yourself, time with friends, for whatever it is that floats your boat, right? And that will help you to get over the brain fog and all that other stuff that I'm sure is taking its emotional toll on you right now. Join my free private Facebook group, Narcissist Negotiators with Rebecca Zung. Get my book, Slay the Bully, How to Negotiate with a Narcissist and Win. Get my free phrases for disarming narcissists at disarmthenarc.com. Do what you need to do to help yourself in this situation, because you need to take care of yourself. And the next one is also a way to put their narcissist in their place, is seeking support. Do they want you to seek support? Hell to the no. They want you to be supporting them, but get help from trusted individuals, get help from support systems, from therapy. You need to educate yourself about narcissistic behavior and seek support and get information so that you can not have the feelings of isolation and helplessness. All right. And number 8 is maintain perspective and leave if you need to. And that is a really huge way to put a narcissist in their place and also expose them. You know, through my Slay strategy, I teach you how to create strategy, leverage, anticipate, and focus on you. And that's the whole thing that I teach you in that Slay strategy, how to truly break free, how to truly, I've helped literally thousands of people all over the world through my global programs, through my high conflict certification program, to teach people how to negotiate, how to deal with the drama, trauma, and chaos, how to coach people through the drama, trauma, and chaos, whether you're a professional, whether you are a person who wants to actually coach, or whether you just want to up level your game and become the authority on it. But whether you want to focus on your personal growth, personal development, cultivate gratitude, cultivate resilience, negotiate and break free, teach other people how to negotiate and break free. It is important for yourself, for your health, for your well-being, your emotional health, and help other individuals navigate high conflict with clarity, with grace. That's the way to do it, and have it become your mission, have it become your purpose. That's the way to do it. All of this are ways that you can put narcissists in their place and really become a spiritual warrior about this. 8 transformative strategies to put narcissists in their place and reclaim your power. If you love this video, make sure that you love it, and share it. And make sure that you have also subscribed here and hit that notification bell. You are not alone on this journey. You have the strength to overcome all of this, and then your pain becomes your purpose. Your trauma becomes your transformation. And then the next video that I want you to watch is what narcissist body language looks like. That's another way, it's a huge way to put a narcissist in their place, because most of our language is actually body language, right? There's like this huge stealth way to put narcissists in their place through body language and reading their body language. It's like amazing, amazing stuff. All right, so that's the next video that I want you to watch. But until next time, Slayers, you are worthy of love and respect. Remember that today's a great day for negotiating your best life, and I will see you in that next video. Shopify helps millions sell billions around the world through their digital courses, through their digital products, at the touch of a button, on their smartphones, on social media, however they want, including me. At shop.rebeccazung.com, you can access your store from all over the world, just a touch of a button from your smartphones. Start accepting payments. Everything you need to sell online, manage orders, and develop relationships in one place and look fabulous doing it. Shopify is the commerce platform that is revolutionizing millions of businesses worldwide, including my own, at shop.rebeccazung.com. So right now, what you need to do is sign up for a $1 a month trial period at shopify.com/bestlife, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/bestlife to take your retail business to the next level today. Shopify.com/bestlife. This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. If you're feeling totally drained right now because energy vampires have got you down, sucked the life out of you, I get it. I've been so where you are. And I can tell you that therapy has been one of the best gifts I've ever given myself during the worst times of my life. It has taught me how to love myself again so that I can set the boundaries I need to so that I can feel like myself again. So if you're thinking of starting therapy, I encourage you to give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, it's convenient, it's flexible, you can suit it to your own schedule. You just fill out a brief questionnaire and you get matched with a therapist. And if you want to switch therapists at any time, you can. So find your sweet spot with BetterHelp. You just visit BetterHelp.com/negotiate today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/negotiate.